Okay, time to go. These screws are not very long, and they're not very big around. Turns out I was wrong on the drill bit size. My smallest is 1/16. I'm going to do a test. I'm going to do a test and see how that works. Perfect. Okay, good. So I need to drill that hole in the headstock. Now I've already lined up these tuners, and turns out I've got them equally spaced on both sides, but between here and there, this one's a little bit higher there by a tiny little bit, this one too, and these two here are just about in line. Put that there. Those two are good. Not so good there, and also not so good there. This one is actually higher by a little bit, but you know, when you're not doing this, you don't really notice. So it doesn't matter as long as the tuners are evenly spaced. Now, screw depth, including the head, I'm going to, am I? Or am I not? Am I or am I not? Maybe I'm going to, I can just put a red marker on there without having to put a tape, sorry, with the screw in my mouth. Right about there should be good enough. I can see that. Yeah, I can see it as it goes around. Okay, close-up glasses, oh, there they are. I need to change these for the 2.0s. Now I've tightened up the front collars a little bit, and this is all hand done. And some of these holes are going to be really close. I think I might stand to the existing plugs that I put in there. Of course, now my head gets in my light. I am not one to leave the sawdust in the holes. Alright, I'll turn this back over. Get all the bits out of the way. Now, instead of going back to the other bench to do the tailpiece, I think I'll just do it here. And we'll move some stuff around. Okay, the Doe Pro is in the house. There were a few different options. This was the least expensive because, you know, that's the way I'm going to go if I can. Oh, come on. Gotta watch these damn staples. They can do a lot of damage to you. As I'm doing this video, and you won't see it for some time, my buddy J-Man cut his finger really bad on his left hand yesterday. That's going to be a problem for him for a little bit. By the time you see this, it'll probably all be healed. Because you won't see this for about at least a month. Today is August 1st. I don't know which day this will actually be released. Okay. Let's see if I can get a thumbnail in there. Damn, I hate these bags. Okay. Enough. Enough. Enough, enough. Okay. That's all the way in. That's all the way in. Okay, that's going to be snug. And that's going to be snug. Let's see what we can do by hand to begin with. Now this one has the wire in it. All right, and now we get my tapping block and my tapping hammer. I'm gonna put the close-up glasses on. Yeah, this side went in more, so we're just gonna try to even that out with the wire. Flush and flush and flush. Perfect. We are in like Flynn. Okay. You know what that means? We are ready to do strings and complete the nut. Oh yeah, haven't finished the headstock. I was a little bit too exuberant. I forgot to tighten up the collars here. I only had them snug enough to get the screws in. You don't want to go wanging too hard on these things, because the threads in these tuners are collars. They're not that strong. They just need to be snug so that when you spin this, it feels good. Well, I had prepared this nut with the original strings, but when I got back to putting it on for real with the roller bridge, turned out I didn't notice that even though it came in a bag 42, it was just shy, about 1.5 millimeters. And when I was trying to sand the bottom of it, I ended up with a curve to it. So I had to start over, new one, and it's actually a 442 adjustment. I also had to chisel out this channel. It was uneven. It was coming in at a slope to the square, and that's what was causing it to roll back. So I had to flatten that out. Now the new one sits in there nice and flat, no wobble. We've got a chance. Got a chance. And I had to take meat off the bottom of the bridge on both sides so that it would sit on the saddles properly. Well, I'm pretty close to the end now. As expected, I did break the high E string just now, trying to tune it up for the final time. Oh look, I just took it out of the package. There's already a kink in this wire. These are the Dario 9.5s. This is a 9.5 set. Look at that. There's a kink in that wire. In 3 places. 4 places. Damn. The Dario, what the hell's going on? I use your strings exclusively, and I've had problems with your singles. I've had the windings unwind at the end, and now I've got kinks in the string. The Dario. That's not nice. Look, the second time I'm at the fretboard, and this is the new strings. After I mounted those things, and after I set everything up, I took the pickups out here to cover them up so that they wouldn't get any filings. Turns out the high E string alone kept buzzing out all along here. And that's that is okay. A bit of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then these ones I just did recently because they were a little bit higher than one of them. And when I was bending the string up here, I was getting choke out. I don't know if I got enough of it because there was one low fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So 3 on the upside. Well, okay, let's call this up. 4 on the upside, 3 on the downside around this one, which is, I don't know what number it is, 22, 1, 0, 19, 18. 18 was the low one, and it was surrounded by these high ones. And it just started to get a touch here as I got the other ones flattened off. And I use these, you know, diamond grit files. They're called Psi tools. I guess they're all Psi tools. Are they all Psi tools? Yeah. So I started with a 200 to get it to go more quickly, and worked myself up to an 800 where I was just able to make it fit in here. So I went back and forth this way, of course. And now with that, with the 800, I don't have 1,000 in the narrow ones. I do have it in the coarse ones, or this one. This is 200 coarse. This is a bigger one, 240. I've got it in a 200, 240, and a 400, and I think 1,000. I just bought them because, you know, on Temu, not too bad. They're like $8, $9. These were $6, and they are really handy. Kind of is the next generation for this tool I made, you know, with a aluminum block that was CNC'd for me a long time ago, and put different grit sandpaper on it. These come with diamond already on it, so this is kind of like the next generation. Very handy, and they're narrow, and so I can use them on the desk, or I can use them that way. I can use them on a specific fret. I like this, and they were fairly inexpensive. Temu, take a look. Might be something you could use. Now I have flattened off the tops of some of these frets here that were originally never even touched on the first go around on this neck, and I'm hoping it's enough to be able to bend without choking up the high E string. The B wasn't too bad, but the high E was choking. Yeah. I have red marker on all these things, and I still saw a little bit of red marker on the top of that. Because once I do this, I don't want to have to go back in here again after I've mounted all this stuff. This was all done prior to the electrics, and I don't want any of this crap getting into my pickups. So, alright, I'm gonna have to go back. So these ones up here, the crowning on the upside is okay. The downsides are where I had the problem. So especially the middle part. It's the crown. That's that one. That's my flat one. Okay. Alright, so I started to put a little stuff in that. So this could, you know, kind of like hopefully be the fall away. Alright, I'm going to vacuum that up, and then I'm going to clean that up as well. And then I'm going to get some sandpapers out and go back to my flapping and see if I can get the crowns on this thing. Well, a considerable amount of work has been done. And I was seriously thinking that this white beauty FRAMPTONATER, as I'm going to call it, because of the 3 pickup system, even though his is black, I thought it was going to go on the bonfire heap. Something like the TE40, both of them did. And recently the TT20 was giving me troubles where the neck was sitting cockeyed in the pocket because the pocket was slanted. Well, as it turns out, the fretboard on this thing was just a little bit high on that side, only affecting the high E. And I thought, well, okay, if I go back on there like I showed you and do more fretwork just underneath that edge, maybe I can save it. And I did. I did. I have saved it. And the fall away worked up here. Up here, the fall away worked. Yes, indeed. So I did put a filter on the middle, was it the middle? The neck pickup, the Fleor neck pickup. I did put an inline filter. I'll tell you what the values are. I'll put them here or there. And I did put treble bleeds on both the middle and the bridge, but not that one because they don't seem to like an inline filter and a parallel filter at the same time. They kind of fight each other. Well, gang, it has turned out the way I wanted it to, all chrome. I've got 3/64ths, you know, 3.5 64ths, yeah, a little over 3, maybe 3, it depends. The strings are still stretching, but it's going to end up on the amp, and we're going to play some of the sounds and tones that I've sculpted for each one of the pickups. And I marked the knobs, you know, BM and T for bridge, middle, and neck and tone. And for today, I have done enough and achieved the results I've been looking for. And the next step will be plug it in.